Can you hear me now?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So this is May 11th, 2023. This is date and time set for a front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Wanacott, please state your name for the record.
Alexis Wanacott.
And Mr. Osecki.
Matthew Osecki.
And Mr. Hope.
Jeremy Hope, friend of the court. Your Honor, this is the matter of Alexis Wanacott versus Matthew Osecki, file number 2017-13883-DP. Motion order show cause was served on Mr. Osecki April 13th, 2023 for a show cause hearing on today's date. The most recent order regarding child support in this matter is the party's order for custody, support, and parenting time that was entered in December of 2017. That order requires $496 a month in child support. The most recent month where payments were received at the time I was preparing for the case was July of 2022. In July of 2022, $1,418.01 in total was paid. Currently, there is an outstanding balance of $4,981. Of that balance, $4,770 is owed to Ms. Wanacott. The remainder in $21 in fees and $190 in medical support to the state. I can pull the payment history up for the court's review, but just so the court is aware, most of the months that child support has been charging, there's been nothing paid.
Thank you. Mr. Osecki, what's been going on?
Essentially, I've been out of work for over a year, and I just started working again. So up until recently, I've just not had an income.
Where are you working?
Lear Manufacturing.
Do we have an income withholding order there?
Check, Your Honor.
Sure, and I'm asking Mr. Osecki as well. Have you gone to your employer to get an income withholding order in place to get paid? Why aren't we getting payments?
I just started working there like 3 weeks ago. So I just started getting paid.
What were you doing for a year off? Didn't you say you weren't working for a whole year?
Correct.
What were you doing?
Just I'm sorry, I just wasn't working, essentially. Just at my apartment. I mean, I've been going through a lot of issues, and then I've just started to get back on track recently in the last few months. So I know I'm behind on quite a few things, but that is why I'm currently behind on child support.
Ms. Wanacott, anything you'd like to add?
I do know that he's been going through a hard time, which I am sympathetic toward. I have as well. So, like, I'm not trying to make matters worse by any means. But it's just frustrating for me because I don't get that option to just not work when I'm going through a hard time because I'm solely taking care of our child. The lack of payments has caused me to be behind on quite a few bills. Most recently, my association has threatened to take me to court because I haven't been able to pay my association fee in over a year. So I just took out a loan with 163% APR because my credit is so bad, because I have not been getting my child support payments and able to pay my bills. It's something I'm working to repair right now, my credit. But I had to take that loan out so I could repay my association all of those fees so they would not take me to court. So like I said, I'm understanding, but yeah, we're all kind of going through hard times right now. So.
Okay, thank you. Well, from my perspective, you've got a job, so we want to keep you working, sir. You'll need to keep that job because I can't really find any reason why you haven't been paying. I mean, taking a year off is confusing. So especially when you know you're supposed to be paying nearly $500 a month to your child. So I don't find that there's any manifest hardship or that there's any reason other than you knew you were supposed to pay and you didn't pay. You weren't working. You weren't looking for work even, it sounds like. So I'm going to find you in contempt. You're going to be on a 2-year payment plan. You need to pay what's owed plus $87 a month. If you fail to do so, a bench warrant could be issued for your arrest and you may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. I'm going to set bond at $800. So basically, if you pay as you owe plus the 87 a month, everything's the same as right now. It's just if you take another year off or just hang out and not pay, you might have a bench warrant out for your arrest. Okay.
And so that just means pay the $500 a month and then 87 on top of that.
That's correct. Because we're trying to knock down some of that arrears. So if you look at it, you got $4,000 in arrears. There's been a lot of non-payment, sir. But again, I want to emphasize, as long as you pay, you're not in trouble yet. Okay. I mean, you're in contempt, but if you don't pay, that's when the bench warrant could be issued. I don't want to talk about jail because I don't want you there. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. But like sometimes when I look at it, if you're not in jail and not paying, what's the difference between being in jail and not paying? I mean, it doesn't make any difference. But you've got a job, so we're on the right track, I think, sir. That's the part that I want to emphasize is I think there are some positives here. This is just kind of hopefully a wake-up call and an incentive for you. Okay, thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
Mr.
I
Ho.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to for both parties to be aware that an income withholding order was sent to Lear Corporation, and it looks like it was just sent a few days ago. So you might want to check with your HR department, Mr. Osecki, to make sure they've received it, because what that means is the child support plus the arrearage amount that the court has already indicated needs to be paid should automatically be withheld from your paycheck. So if you're paid weekly, $135.52 will come out. If you're paid bi-weekly, $271.03 should be withheld. Those are numbers that you should be looking for coming out of your paycheck. And if they are, then your support is being paid, and you don't have to worry about a bench warrant issuing for your arrest.
Okay.
So check with your HR department, make sure they've received that.
I will. Thank you.
And
Yep.
but keep in mind that if it's not coming out, that means payments aren't coming in, so you would be responsible. The easiest way to pay it is an income withholding order, but sometimes, and we had this issue come up this morning already, where sometimes it's not coming out. So it's on you to make sure that the payments are coming through, whether that's through the income withholding order or your personal payments. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, it's June 21st, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Beachy, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Peter Beachy.
Thank you. And Ms. Doobie,
Yes.
state your name, please.
Maggie Doobie.
Thank you. And Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is a matter of Maggie Doobie versus Peter Beachy, docket number 2022-009061 DC. Parties have an order for custody support and parenting time signed October 25th, 2022, which orders Mr. Beachy to contribute child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $159 per month. This is Mr. Beachy's first show cause hearing. Charges began December 2022. The current balance owed on the account is $927.50, of which $803.88 is owed in child support to Ms. Doobie. There are fees, and then there's $102.62 owed to the state for medical support. Mr. Beachy made one payment on the account in December 2022. He paid $210.
Thank you. So, Mr. Beachy, what's been going on?
I got out of jail back in I forget, November. I got out of jail. I went down to my sister's in Kentucky to work, try to get on my feet. I got on my feet, moved back up here, had a job lined up, that fell through. Then the job I did get, my boss ended up dying, so I just started a new job. That's pretty much I just haven't had the funds, trying to keep myself alive, trying to get on my feet after coming out of jail. I do spend a lot of the money I do make. I've been doing little side jobs here and there, like scrapping and stuff, trying to keep on my feet, keep my bills covered. I go see my daughter. I want to say like every other day, pretty much. Drive down to Music from Mansalona, which is like an hour and 10-minute drive. A lot of my money goes towards driving, to see my daughter. That's why I really don't have the money to be paying child support right this minute.
Where are you working right now?
I just started a week ago working for Pleasant Valley Construction right there in Bel Air.
Are you working full time?
Yes.
And is that cash? It's not something where you could get an income withholding order, right?
They pay check there, but they
Okay.
held the first paycheck, so this week I should be getting a paycheck.
Okay, so that's good news. Anything you think you can pay in the next 14 days?
That's 14. I'm not sure. I know in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks I should be able to pay something.
In what amount do you think?
Well, I got this first paycheck. I'm behind on insurance for my truck, so I owe them like $400. And then my phone bill and stuff. I'd say probably in the next 2 weeks I can pay like 150.
Okay. All right, Ms. Doobie, anything you'd like to add or say?
No, I do not.
Okay. So one thing, I mean, this is your first show cause hearing, so I understand you're trying to get back on your feet. The arrears, that amount isn't terrible, but it's a lot of non-payment, right? I mean, it's essentially no payment since December. So how can we try to get you back on track? Because if you can pay 150 in 2 weeks, your monthly bill is 159. I mean, if you can pay 159, that's your monthly charge. I just don't want to see your arrears get too out of hand,
Right.
So how can we get you back on track so you're paying regularly?
I don't know. Now since I started a good job and everything, I can pay it. It's just one thing I want to bring up, that we could all discuss about is the fact that, I do a lot of driving to see my daughter, I thought that could be figured in with everything, like, to see her every other day or every 3 days, that's a lot of fuel. I drive a pickup truck, it doesn't get the best fuel mileage, and drive down there, see her for the evening after work, for a couple hours, and then, drive back to work and stuff. That takes a lot of fuel,
Yeah, we don't really calculate fuel into child support, so I don't know. I mean, if there's any arrears that you are asking to have waived, you'd have to ask your co-parent about that, but that's not. I don't know about that. I'm just trying to get you on track. Your monthly bill for child support is only 159 a month, so it's already fairly low for comparatively. We got to get you back on track is what I'm saying. So I'll in 14 days, I'd like to see $159, and then I'll adjourn this out 60 days, but we got to get some steady payments coming in, because I don't want to see it by then, 2 more months, and then we're just adding more to the arrears. We got to have payment coming in. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This looks like a lot of people to me, so anyway.
All right.
Looks like we're on YouTube now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hooray.
There's Michael Collins.
All right, it's July 6th, 2023. This is a date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Johnson, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Kimberly Johnson.
And Mr. Collins.
Michael Collins.
Thank you. Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, front of the court. This is the matter of Kimberly Johnson versus Michael Collins, file number 2012-9068-DP. A motion order show cause was served on Mr. Collins June 5th, 2023. The most recent order regarding child support in this matter is the party's fourth order modifying their order for custody support and parenting time that was entered in December of 2019. That order requires $441 a month in child support, medical support, and child care. The most recent payment received on this account was in March of this year. The payments totaled $897.80. The total arrearage owed on this case is $8,505.65. Of that total amount, Your Honor, $8,007.66 is owed to Miss Johnson. I can pull the payment history up for the court's review. The enforcement history on this matter has been fairly extensive.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. So what's been going on?
Your Honor, I'm not making any excuses. I realize the predicament that I'm in. What's been going on? I have been homeless for the past 5.5, 6 months. I've been living out in the Pines, and I have not had the wherewithal to pay. It's not like I'm intentionally not paying. It's just been very hard to maintain any type of jobs, even when I have interviews because of my homelessness matter. What I can assure you of is I do have a second interview tomorrow at Grand Traverse Container. I feel very confident I'm going to get the job. I know someone who works there. It's paying $24 an hour. If I get the job, I've been told by my family that they would help me dollar for dollar. And I know that they would do that because a year and a half ago when I owed exponentially more, I think I owed $22,000. My family helped me pay the full debt off. I got it down to zero. No one's more upset about owing the $8,500 in me because it's like I worked so hard to get that paid off a year and a half ago, and I put myself right back in this predicament. And I do take it seriously. It's just been hard given my homelessness situation. And if I can do like a rigid payment plan, I would adhere to that. And if I don't adhere to that, by all means, I should be thrown in jail. But I would like to be given the opportunity to absolve this matter, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Johnson, anything you'd like to say or add?
No, I'm just here to kind of listen and see where we're at, Your Honor. I haven't had any contact with Michael, and neither has my son. And I just really kind of wanted to catch up and see where he was at and what was going on.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
Mr. Hagan, Your Honor, I have something to tell you. The reason why I have not been in contact with Kim is because my last text message from Kim, and I have verifiable proof back in March, she told me to have a good life, that she wanted nothing to do with me because she felt as though when I was homeless, when I stayed at Safe Harbor, I didn't tell her that I was there when she was an employee there. And I did text my son concurrently to that time frame, telling him that I love him very much. Despite any differences me and your mom have, I want to be in your life. Your Honor, that's why I relocated here, sir. I'm from Illinois. I'm not even from Michigan. I sacrificed a lot to be here. When I did text my son back in March, Your Honor, which I have proof of, my son never followed up with me, which I found to be very weird, very strange and weird, because whenever I've texted and reached out to him before on his cell phone, he's always gotten back to me, Your Honor. So okay. I was just going by what Kim said. She didn't want me to contact her.
Well, just a second. Just so we know, I appreciate that. And it sounds like the two of you are sort of communicating today through the court. But we're here just for the child support issue. So any custody issues or whatever you can take care of on a
No
different.
problem, sir. I'm sorry. You're
No,
right.
it's no
I'm just
one's doing
letting
anything-
you know why
No
I
one's
haven't
doing
heard from
anything
them.
wrong. It's just we've got a long line of people and I need to address this issue, okay?
Okay,
So,
no problem, sir.
Here's what I'll do. I'll adjourn this out 60 days. I appreciate you saying you want a rigid payment plan, but here's how the payment plan works, just so you're aware. It's what you owe plus $87 a month. So if you're not paying the 440, your rigid payment plan is your current court order. Okay. I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like you're having some setbacks with homelessness. I'm willing to work with you a little bit on that if you've got this interview, but we need to know if you get that job. I'm only going to adjourn this out 60 days. And if we're in the
I will
same-
have the second interview tomorrow. Yeah.
if we're in the same spot tomorrow or in 60 days, we'll be having a different conversation because I want you to get the job. I want you to pay it. I mean, I assume it's true, Mr. Hoag, he did end up paying the 22,000. I mean, we know you're capable of doing it. So I want to see that done.
Yes, sir. Yes, you have my word, and I really do hope I get this job tomorrow. I do want to pay Kim, and I have every intention on doing that. It's just been hard because of my homelessness situation. I do appreciate you working with me when I know you didn't have to.
But
So I
just
do
remember,
appreciate you.
just remember that you kind of, I mean, when you're talking about a payment plan, you have
Yes,
a
sir.
payment plan and that's your court order, and you need to be complying with that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe
So
I
in
said
60
it wrong.
days, if we're back here and you haven't figured out a job or anything by then, because there's a lot, you have a long, a large arrears, I guess is what I'm getting at. And so we need to take care of it. I don't know how you came up with the 897 in March, but that's likely what's keeping you out of jail today. Understood?
Yes, sir. And believe me, I am taking this serious because I know if it reaches 10,000, I could be looking at a felony, and I don't want that to happen, Your Honor. So
Yeah.
I hope I get this job tomorrow, and I will make double payments with my paychecks. Believe me, I don't want to put myself in a felony situation again
Well,
because
if
I've
you
already
get the
been
job,
through
if
this
you get
before.
the job, you need to alert front of the court immediately. Do you understand? So we can get an income withholding order or something going.
Yes, sir. I will call my caseworker tomorrow, Eric Solani, if I get that job, and so that he can get that set up. I will let him know right away.
Very good.
Okay, because otherwise, Mr. Ho, I was also considering family support court. So that if we can mail him information on that if you'd like
Sure.
now or wait. That's part of why, that's another reason why I'm not going straight to the contempt, because maybe we can help you out with some assistance with family support court. So we'll see. We're going to mail you the information. I want you to look over it, and then we'll talk about it next time if we have to, if you aren't paying. Okay.
Yeah, I believe me, I'll have payments paid, and hopefully I can get half of it paid within that time frame of 60 days, because I want to get this absolved as soon as possible. And I do appreciate you working with me. It's just been hard, Your Honor, because I've been homeless for a while.
All right. Thank you both.
All right, we're all set. Thanks.
Runner.
Thank you.